Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. So this is the first book that we read together, and I kind of loved it.
Honestly, it's going in my top books ever list.
This is essentially one of those indie movie books where there's not much of a concrete plot. It's really just about our characters and the journey that they go on together.
Sadie and Sam meet at the hospital as kids, where they start gaming together and quickly develop a friendship of sorts. We follow their friendship as they game together and eventually make games together.
Yeah, so as these two kind of grow up, they get into game development together, and they work creatively together, and that's kind of the lens through which we get to view their characters and their character progression. They have some issues, and so they're not great at communicating, but through creating art together, we're actually able to see a deeper level of their relationship and a deeper level of their characters that they're not necessarily very good at displaying themselves.
I love the way that gaming was integrated into this story, and as someone who's not much of a gamer, I was a little bit intimidated to know that this was going to be a big part of the plot, but it was all really approachable, really fun, and I really loved the way that the games told us more about what they were feeling, what they were going through, and things that they weren't communicating to each other, we could see play out in the game.
Exploring the games that they make together is just one of the ways in which Gabrielle Zevin kind of takes a lot of risks in her writing. There's lots of opportunities for us to delve into kind of more abstract terms to get to know our characters. There's a lot of interesting prose, some poetry inserted in there, as well as the art of making games.
We both love the book Normal People by Sally Rooney. It felt a lot like that in some ways, but just with a more varied narrative style and, I mean, a little bit more interesting. I hate to say it.
I think the key to what makes this book really excellent is the element of whimsy. There is a lot of whimsy and a lot of joy in everything that's going on. Even though our characters are going through difficult things and sometimes terrible things happen, the book never lets up on this really wondrous idea of life as something to be enjoyed and celebrated, even at its worst.
Yeah, I'd hesitate to call this like a lighthearted read, but it was super fun because of the whimsical way that the author deals with all of these really, at times very heavy topics.
Ultimately, it is a celebration of life and love and relationships and art and the way that all of those things kind of compound on each other. And I just had a really excellent time reading. It was one of those can't put it down kind of books.
If you want to hear more of our thoughts, we are posting a Carol and Cody Yap on our YouTube page where we have a little bit of wine and talk about the book.
I give Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin a 4.25 out of 5.
And I give it a 5.